What a legend.
Shut the fuck up. Don't talk about people like that.
William's a legend too.
You're not speaking. You're not gonna be. I'm not gonna put this in the podcast. You're just speaking to nothing.
You're a legend, William. And I think you're a creative genius too.
I'm gonna put that part in the podcast.
I've waited so long to finally say this to William so I could stroke his ego just a little bit. I think he is a creative genius.
Why you gotta save this for the cameras? Like, why can't you just say this to my face? Exactly. Make sure Kaden has a mic.
All right.
I do.
You have a mic.
Kaden,
I
you
do.
have a mic?
Yes.
All right.
It's
Kaden's
in my
got a
hand.
mic.
Because Kaden did not have a mic up until this moment.
Kaden did not have a mic.
I don't run audio, Will.
I know I do, and I always forget about you.
Do I look like an audio guy?
You don't look like an anything guy.
You look like you might play bass.
Once again, here we
Picture
go.
in Maryland.
All right, guys. I know it's been a while. It's done one.
It's been a while.
Yes, it has.
And that's why I said, let's do it.
All right, Kaden, go ahead and give me in.
3, 2, action.
You talking to me? I'm talking to you. This is talking to me, talking to you. And I got the boys back in town.
The boys are back in town.
Dude, it's been a while since we've gotten together.
Oh, for sure.
Not that long. Well, it's
It
been a
would have
while.
been that long. 'Cause episode 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit.
It's been a minute.
It's episode 18 now.
It's
so.
episode 18.
I got it written down back there, so I know.
We got to remember the numbers.
It's funny. So no, but I got you guys back. It's been a while. We did bloopers last time, right?
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
what we
we
did.
did bloopers.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was fun.
Yep.
We were talking about how we were about to start filming our movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we've started filming our movie.
Indeed.
Yes.
So we're a little bit in. I just want to get you guys' perspective on the experience so far. And don't be bullshitters either. I want you real experiences and how you feel about things. Like, are you feeling like it's the craziest fucking mess you've ever been a part of? Because I do, and I love it.
I'd say long, definitely long, time consuming for sure. But overall, in the end, I'd say it's a roller coaster, but that's a roller coaster I want to be a part of.
Yeah,
You
for
know?
sure.
For sure.
What about you, kid?
I'd say it's been, like you were saying, it's been like a chaotic kind of mess, but we like know where everything is.
Yeah, it's weird. I think what it is it's longer.
Yeah.
Now it's much longer than we've ever gone before.
Yeah.
So like instead of us like leaving and like having everything together, ready
Yeah.
to go, we're like, oh shit, we have to go and like shoot like all these other scenes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like dwindling what we would expect, normally.
Yeah, because we did it for so long and so consistently. So we kind of got in the habit of doing that.
Yeah.
And now that we don't do that anymore, it still feels... We're getting better about it, but it still feels weird.
Yeah, and it's fun though, because like thinking about it long run, it's every piece of art is created step by step, and normally when you first start out, kind of can look weird at first, or like not look like it's looking the right way. Not saying that that's happening in this situation, but it can at times. I've making music is very similar. Like, oh, this doesn't really sound that good, but then you put the drums in. And then you put the bass in, you're like, oh, that made it work. Now it looks, or now it feels good. That's just how the process works, I feel like. And it's just really fun to work on a much larger project with more people involved. And
It feels more professional for sure.
it does.
And we've worked on a lot of productions together, like just kind of acting or doing whatever. And I'd say, as soon as we brought in the people we brought in, I took it 1,000 more times more serious. Even though I take everything we do serious, but I just knew it was going to be on that level. And when I was like there, I was like, wow, this is it. We're doing it.
Yeah. And like the same, like I kind of had a thought this morning because we actually just filmed something last night.
Yep. We just got done filming last
And we
night.
came back, dumped the footage, watched it a little bit. And now I'm kind of like seeing it all come together because we got a decent chunk filmed.
And it's mostly like the end that we've gotten, like the end of the movie, so we can actually see it together.
We filmed the key scenes of the movie already.
Well, parts of there's more.
No, we're
There's
still
a-
missing a good chunk.
Yeah. We've gotten some key moments, but we still have a lot to go. It's a process, and it's a fun process.
Indeed.
It's a deeming process, sleep deprived.
7 a.m.
process.
8
But
a.m.,
it's
sleep.
good, and that's kind of our fault for choosing a nighttime movie. You know,
It also made it easier because we won't have to worry about the sun.
it's true. We learned our lesson.
We did.
learned our lesson. We learned our lesson. But either way, you know,
Moonlight Hour, baby.
yeah. But it's been fun. Have you guys, asking that question of like how you feel about that? Have you had any like major things you could take from it that you're learning?
Oh yeah.
Number one, Kaden has impeccable back and shoulder muscles.
No, I meant for yourself. God bless. How'd you?
Yeah.
How'd
Well, I
you
was saying that.
I can say what I learned, Ricky. I was actually going to say that, but now I can't say it because you said it.
that's so you just took his joke, man.
How to hold the camera. Like, I'm just saying
You
that's
got to talk about
amazing.
yourself. I can talk about myself.
I know. I get you.
It's about you right now.
Talking to me, talking to
Just
you.
talking to me.
Talking to you.
I got you.
You're not talking to me.
Well, what I learned probably through that whole process is definitely, I guess, doing your own stunts sometimes has its
Oh, it
ups
sucks.
and downs. Yeah,
It sucks.
for sure.
Oh,
I mean, it's
I've
fun.
I've done some things for this movie already that's like pretty much almost killed me a couple times.
That's okay.
Will got drowned.
Yeah, I got
Will
drowned.
got
bro.
drowned.
Come on. And that was-
I drowned Will once for
We've
a
talked
video.
about this. How are you going to try to take the spotlight like that when you literally admitted to trying to drown me twice?
Yeah, Will's
How dare
died more
you.
times than any film we've made.
Yeah, dude. I literally.
That's why-
We got thrown to a dumpster.
It's like my
That's-
job. Is
That's
to
why I
fucking
want
die.
to make "Fuck You, Will" compilations or like "Kill Will" Volume 1.
Well, we'll do that as its own thing.
It's just every scene of Will dying in every movie we've ever made.
Man, it's funny because I get to kill it.
Will always dies and I'm always the villain. So there we go. We all get our own.
Yeah, well, duh. That's I mean, does it look like I would be the villain?
You
What
could,
kind,
maybe.
what
We could-
kind of villain? I mean, come on.
if you could be a villain, I could see you like doing something like diabolical, but not like that diabolical. Like kind of like, oh, that's kind of like you would
Like what?
like you would go and put fake parking tickets on cars in the city.
That's just a prankster, dude.
That's just a prank, dude. I'm not. That's just. See, I'd see.
I see you more as like a right hand man.
You'd rip the tag off your
what?
mattress.
like a right hand man. I don't see you as a lead villain.
You don't
He's
see me
saying
as
you're a
leader?
henchman, dude.
Well, I've always
Well,
believed.
like head henchman. He's like the top
He's
henchman.
the head of the bitches.
He's like the boss fight. You got a mini boss. You got to fight before you go to the actual boss fight.
I've always believed that I could lead a cult. Like, I believe that if you put me on a bunch of like psychedelic drugs, I could definitely 100% lead a cult.
Don't ever test that theory.
Yeah, PCP's a hell of a drug. Even though you're not a superhero or a supervillain, there's a TV show where it shows people who have like superhuman like powers. Like the dude who can sit in -degree water or like below freezing water for like large periods of time and not die.
So, what are you saying? My superpower is taking over hippie farms with
Yeah.
cult-like tactics?
Yeah, exactly. The Charles Manson
No,
effect.
hold on, stop. I
Well,
wouldn't
you
do
literally
it.
just described. There's no good cults.
There's no good
I wouldn't.
cult.
There's
Okay.
no good cults.
I'm not
You
saying-
can't spin it to a positive.
Listen, I'm not going to tell
You
you.
kind of had to be a
I'm not
fucking
gonna tell you-
psychopath to be a
I
cult
would use
leader.
it for my own benefit, of course, like
Yeah,
all,
that's being a
like
psychopath.
all cults do. But I wouldn't want to hurt anybody
Well, you can't make
physically,
you can't make the good cult.
physically,
You
mentally.
can't make cults work.
I'll
You
ruin
can't
them.
make cults work.
I'm not making them work. I'm not justifying them.
Charles
I'm
That's what
saying
you're sounding like you're doing.
no. I'm saying that I would do good in that field of work
I never killed anybody.
under the right circumstances on a lot of drugs.
So you're saying you'd be a very good psychopath.
Yes,
Do you get that from your brother?
if I was one. If I was one, I would do good at it.
Yeah, well, this is why you're going to go to jail for a crime you didn't commit.
Yeah, probably.
Like, I didn't do it, but I could have done it.
I could have done it a little better, honestly.
Or like
I'm
you were
looking at
doing
the evidence that is being presented to me as well, because I've never seen any of this shit before either. It makes sense of why it looks like it's me now.
Will's like, did I do it? He's like looking around like, fuck, did I? No, wait. And then you're like listening to their like case and you're like, damn, I'm starting to believe it. you're like, did I commit this
Dude, that's
crime?
a real fucking thing. Cops gaslight people into admitting shit they didn't do.
Those are fucked up. Those are fucked up situations.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's him talking to you, talking to me.
Yeah, but yeah, don't put me in that position though, guys. Huh?
Just don't put yourself in that position.
Don't put yourself
Just
in that
don't. Well,
position.
don't. Well, let's
Don't
not-
let
let's-
you talk.
Well, yeah. So use my Fifth Amendment right.
Yes, Will, you can do that.
Plead the fifth.
You can do that at any time. And they can't do shit.
Yeah, that's right.
Might piss them off, but they ain't gonna do shit to you.
Yeah, exactly.
They might beat me.
They might beat me. Well. Podcast is taking statements.
Well,
now.
Will, that's when you sue the police department.
You're right.
And you get a lot of money.
You know, you are right.
Also, when you're getting beat, make sure you either piss or shit your pants. You'll get more money that way.
Oh, I've heard of that. Is that a real thing?
Oh, yeah.
That is a real thing.
They add like humiliation or something to the case, and you usually get more from it.
Really?
It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
a degrading thing. It's like the cops using their power to degrade you.
I will keep that in mind.
It's
Yeah.
emotionally scarring. Yeah,
So if
for
you
sure.
ever get caught by the cops and you're getting like beat up by them, piss yourself.
Yep.
So that's something too where I'm kind of realizing going through this film is like we write some seriously fucked shit, man.
Indeed.
And
Indeed we
excuse
do.
my language, but that's the best way to describe it. Some seriously fucked shit.
For sure.
It's not. I mean, it is. It's very. I realized something the other day of both the movies we've written so far.
Mm-hmm.
We've had some serious dad issues. Understand?
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Some serious
This
dad
first
issues.
one you're talking about, it's there,
What are you
but
talking
it's
about?
not as much. It's
You're
not as, this is like what the point of this is. It's just like in the background. This one's is like, like the one we're currently filming.
Yeah.
This one has a positive, like, it's got more positive towards, like, what we usually make.
Oh, I mean,
The
ending is more positive than most, but I mean, dude, seriously,
It's
like,
still a fuck situation to get to
it's
that
not
point.
necessarily it's not a happy, good ending. I mean, it is for certain individuals, but how they got there is still pretty shitty.
Yeah,
You know what
for
I'm saying?
sure.
Which is kind of the point.
You know, and honestly, those characters that do survive to the end, the decisions that they made throughout the film weren't that honorable either. You know what I'm saying? There were some honorable moments, but nothing to convince me that they are good people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the point. We're trying to show you a light of these types of people that you don't really actually see the true face of, you know?
You don't really know how
just
people are
walk-
behind closed doors.
You just walk by them, or if you do experience these people, then you know the stories. But we're super exaggerated.
Oh,
obviously.
yeah.
Movies
You have
are-
to be.
Movies have to be
Very-
exaggerated or it would just be
We're
boring.
very Tarantino about our shit. We try to
We're half Tarantino, half Zafty brothers.
yeah, we try to. I don't know. We have this reality to it, but also just like very wild
Exaggeration
concept
to
and
it.
art to it. You know.
Yeah, man, for sure. Because I just feel like when movies are basically just like everyday life kind of thing, where it's just really boring, you know, nothing's really happening, no one would want to watch that movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the people want to see things that they find entertaining. Some people, that's big explosions and gunshots and gunfights. Some other people, it's dramatic, you know, super intense situations. Some people, it's comedy, you know, It's just different strokes for different blokes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For sure.
That's the
It's-
thing. You can find a market for like any movie.
Yep.
dude.
Even anime, dude. Anime has a huge community and all over the world.
It's like it just comes down to what you're into. Like, dude, someone made Swiss Army Man.
Yeah, that movie's ridiculous.
There's an anime
Crazy as
called One Punch Man.
Well, so what's up with that? Is Daniel Radcliffe just trying to get as far as possible away from Harry Potter or something?
Daniel Radcliffe loves Harry Potter, but you can obviously see that he's
He wants
trying to
to-
be.
He's separating himself
Something
very,
different.
But here's what I gotta say, because he's did Swiss Army Man, and he did what was that one movie where he was a dead guy and
Or he's a dead guy?
farted and shit.
That was Swiss Army Man.
Oh, sorry. What was the newest one he was in?
Guns Akimbo.
That's the other one.
You still
I
haven't watched that movie, by the way.
I
I've
watched
watched it.
Yeah, that's
You haven't.
ridiculous.
See, when you said earlier over the top
That's
and like
ridiculous.
super over the top, they did this spinning shot, and me and Caden had the conversation one day because me and my Australian buddy Levy both watched that movie at the same time, and they did this spinning effect, and it was cool the first time. Me and Levy were both like, "Wow, man, that's super awesome the way they did that." Then they proceeded to do it 7 or 8 or 9 different more times. And did it for long periods. So they would spin the camera. It would be like 20 seconds of the whole thing just keep spinning and keep spinning and keep spinning. You remember what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
right? And it was super over the top. And it was like somebody who was the director was like, we got all this stuff here. We're just going to do it because we can, basically.
So basically just using shit for no reason.
Yep.
Pretty
and
much.
some people always say, hey, man, can we? And some people don't ask, should we?
Yeah, that's the biggest question. Is like, because you can get as much footage as possible, but using it is and using what you should.
But over and over and over again, it just got really repetitive
Yeah.
fast. And Caden, who's a cameraman who loves art, could even say, like, it was over the top for sure.
Yeah.
You know?
But you could argue that's kind of the point of it, but it also didn't really stick that landing.
No, it didn't.
Well,
It
and
didn't. It
I mean,
kinda-
It's like I get where they're coming from, but you didn't nail
those
it.
kind of movies just are like, what's the real like point? I mean, besides being ridiculous, you know.
It kind of is.
And like, I don't know, man. Like that dry humor, I almost don't get it a lot of times coming from those points. You know, like I like. Okay, so sitcoms, right?
Yeah.
If you used to take the laugh tracks out of sitcoms, a lot of that's dry humor.
yeah.
Which
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of it isn't
I-
even jokes.
I arguably
It's
can
dry
say,
humor. That's all it is. It's not jokes, man. It's dry humor.
I don't even like laugh tracks. That's the whole thing about
Like-
it. I feel like laugh tracks are super cheesy and just like
Like Steinfeld's the most jokey.
Yeah.
It's like spit takes, dude. You remember in like the 70s or 80s, spit takes used to be hilarious.
Yeah.
Somebody would say something stupid and that guy would go, we've seen it in movies 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And then somebody nowadays tries that, it doesn't work. Like
Whoa,
laugh
yeah.
tracks worked in the 90s when people really didn't have too much else to watch.
But what I'm just using it as a example of dry humor. And like
Yeah, and
today's dry humor, what I feel like most, because like Swiss Army Man, like skip back, I can't say.
Sorry.
Like Swiss Army Man, like what would you consider that movie to be? Is it supposed to be a comedy? Is it supposed to be a drama? Is it supposed to be
It's a little of both.
a comedic drama
Yeah.
with the ridiculous factors?
Okay, well, I think I know where you're coming. You gotta remember something too. Like, that's what people want to make.
Well, yeah, for sure. Like you can make whatever art you want. I'm just
People
trying to
are weird
understand.
sometimes, and they
Yeah.
want to make weird shit. Some people probably think our shit's weird.
I mean,
Marilyn
for
Manson's
right.
a person too, and he makes some really weird music.
He does.
But it sounds good sometimes.
I mean, dude, but that's that's a parallel to
It's like some people like it, some people
movies
don't.
Yeah.
and videos.
different strokes for
that's
different
fine.
blokes, like I said earlier.
I'm just curious as to what it is. Like,
Well, like a genre wise?
yeah, yeah.
Genre? I don't know. It's kind of like movies have like entered in like the last 10 years this weird.
Hybrid genre thing.
Yeah, it's gotten a little vivid.
Yeah.
A little
Like-
unique.
Like think of like movies like Mandy. It's very colorful.
Oh,
Like-
yeah, I
like
love the
almost
colors in
like
that movie.
like what does it remind you of?
Did you guys ever see Midsummer?
Midsummer. Yeah, it's like Midsummer was really really good.
Yeah.
So
So a
like
lot
Ma-
of people hated that movie though.
Yeah.
So
a lot
Mandy,
of people didn't like it.
it reminds me of this like psycho thriller
Catch Cassette.
ritual
It's like
murder revenge.
it's like half artsy indie movie and then half Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Which people still hate the Evil Dead
It
to this
is,
day.
dude,
but
and that's
E-
so,
Evil
like-
I
Dead's
love
a-
Evil Dead. I watch those movies like once a year.
Exactly, they're classics. It's like the Grinch, man. People hate the Grinch, but like I love Jim Carrey in the Grinch, man. That's like my daughter loves that movie.
Well, and then But that's like the weird variety. Like you can look at the Grinch though, and you
Yeah.
can see what kind of genre movie it is.
Exactly.
Okay.
Fun fact.
So you're trying to figure out how to classify
Well,
these
not even
weird...
to classify them, but just to understand,
What are they?
what are they?
Identify them?
Yeah, what are they? What are you? What are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to make people laugh? Are you trying to make people look at themselves?
We're trying to make money.
What's
Okay.
the point? Because I didn't laugh during Swiss Army Knife.
Swiss Army Man.
Army Man, damn it!
How'd you feel about it though?
I didn't like it, man.
Did it make you feel uncomfortable?
It did actually.
Yeah.
Is it
'Cause
supposed to? Is
some-
that what they're trying? Is that what I'm saying? Is that what they're trying to do? Like, what are they trying to do with these movies that they're making?
Okay, so you're trying to figure out what is the point of this?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'll give you an example of a movie we just watched, Wolf of Snow Hollow.
Yeah.
It
I
felt
hate
like that.
movie.
It's like
I
they're
hate that
trying
movie.
to do something.
No offense,
and
but
they're-
I hate that movie.
Yeah, that's fine. But they're trying to do something. You can tell you feel what they're trying to do, but they're not nailing it.
Yeah.
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 Like, it doesn't want to be about this. Does it want to be about that?
Well, here's-
and it doesn't. It wants to
Maybe
be
it
like
doesn't-
so many things, but it just doesn't nail any of them.
Yeah.
He gets it. I was gonna say it's trying to be something.
It's trying to be too many things at once.
Yeah.
Well,
Or it's trying to be a bunch of things and
Yeah.
they're not blending well.
no, because I think technically, Swiss Army Man nailed what it was trying to do.
Trying to make you uncomfortable as hell, just like Deliverance, just
Maybe.
like the Human Centipede.
Maybe it was.
Stuff like that.
Well, so Human Centipede, I definitely look at more like a horror flick.
Yeah, that was
is
just gore
that's-
porn.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
I-
it's
yeah. It's to make people sick.
it has scary tension.
You
though.
ever heard of the Green Inferno?
Yeah.
That's another one.
That's
Just
a horror movie.
Literally,
though.
yeah, but it's more like to scare.
It's
trying to scare
disgusting.
you.
Like
Yeah.
it freak you, and it makes you want to go. "Ooh," and,
It's
gag
edgy.
up.
It's
Yeah.
trying to be edgy.
Okay.
but it's
So-
still scary under.
Yeah, yeah, no, it is.
It's still like you're. It's dark. You're showing up. Lightning, fucking this weird doctor guy. You know what's fucked up? I've never actually watched those movies all the way in. I've just watched the beginnings and was like, yeah, I'm good.
Okay, I think I'm
Fuck
getting what your
that.
problem is. You would rather have a movie do one thing and try to do it well than try to do a bunch of different things and not do it.
No, absolutely not. Because I love Quentin Tarantino.
His movies usually hit one beat.
No, they do not. What are you talking about?
They hit one or two.
They
They're
hit
not,
multiple beats. What are you talking about? They hit multiple time eras. He has multiple.
I'm talking individual movies. I'm
Very-
not talking.
We're not talking about the single
catalog.
movie. We're
No, I
talking
know,
about-
but look at movies like Pulp Fiction. Like, how many different characters can you tell me all about? Just by watching them do a few things.
Yeah, but you can tell the movie's trying to do a certain vibe.
Yeah,
It
for
sticks
certain
to
people,
one
though.
note. It sticks
Does
to
it though?
one- it-
Does it though?
It
Think
kinda
about the
sticks that
restaurant.
tone.
Think about the restaurant that they went to. 1904. What?
You're talking time areas. I'm talking theming.
No, they went to a restaurant and he's dressed in black. She's dressed in this black skirt, right?
Yeah.
You got Bruce Willis who's wearing the jacket, who's a boxer, who all these people were relative in their own story of a big picture, right?
Yeah.
But have their own individuality and learning experiences within a time era, within the
Okay, you're
reality,
talking
of,
about-
reality of real world.
Okay, you and I are talking about two different fucking things right now.
Probably, but that's okay.
I'm talking you ever seen a horror movie and it tries to be scary, but it's not scary?
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking
I'm
about.
trying to think.
Every horror movie that's on
Paranormal
Netflix.
Activity, the last fucking 8 Paranormal Activities.
Yeah, pretty much everything except 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Like half
so
of 2.
something like that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's why I'm making the point of a film trying something and not doing it.
Now, if a film's scary and it's also
And
trying
that's
to
the
be
best
funny,
example I can think of. Or a comedy where you don't laugh.
But I
yeah,
said,
go-
I feel like Swiss Army Man nailed what they were trying to do. I just don't know what.
Hey, another good example, The
time.
Hateful Eight. Hateful Eight, very serious, very dark film. Hilarious aspects in the movie.
Yeah, so that's a
Super funny
comedy
thing.
slash
I wouldn't call it a pure
Western.
comedy.
So that's what I'm talking about. You wouldn't call it a comedy?
I would call it a drama with comedy elements.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
you're telling me him getting shot in the balls isn't hilarious in a way? Because
is that the theme
when
of the
have you
whole-
ever seen that before?
Is that the theme of the whole movie?
No, but that's a funny aspect.
That's
to
what
it.
I'm saying. It's a drama with comedic
So you're telling
elements.
me that okay, what's a good
Why are
funny
mom
movie?
and dad
So
fighting?
Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
Is that movie funny?
It's got funny moments.
Is it considered a horror comedy?
It's more of a deconstruction of horror.
So then, do they make jokes?
Yes.
About horror.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's a
The
horror
stereotypes of
Yeah.
horror movies.
They did. So I can classify that, but yeah, that's a weirdly edged thing, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So you're trying to figure out, okay, back to our original point.
Yeah.
You're trying to figure out how to classify things.
To a certain degree, but more just understand like what they're trying to make me feel, like, and if they're hitting their target. Because if they want me to feel weird about their movie, then they're accomplishing it. But if they don't want me to feel weird about their movie,
They want me to like it.
they want me to like it, then they're hitting a really weird angle of trying to do that. You know?
What was
I can understand weird shit, man. Like, okay, have you ever seen Mr. Nobody?
No.
No.
So Mr. Nobody is about a future time with this old man who's the last human being living on Earth. Everybody else has gotten to the evolution point or vaccine or something like that where they don't die.
Yeah.
They live forever. Like human beings now live forever. Unless you weren't born past a certain point. Like you didn't get the genetic bonding thing or whatever to live forever. So you're a normal human and you die.
So he's the last.
He's the last living human being that can die.
That's not an immortal. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the start of it, right?
All right.
But the entire movie is his memory of 3 directions of lives he could have taken with 3 different women when he was a child. That's what the whole movie's about. But so it's a comedy in ways,
Okay.
but there's no funniness really. There's just a couple little moments.
Like
But
petty laughs.
But it's a sci-fi. It's breaded in reality, and yeah, it's super strange. But
So what would you-
I felt so much from it. You know what I mean?
What
Because
genre would you consider that?
a sci-fi romance,
Okay.
like drama,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, kind of.
because like it relies a lot on flashbacks. They're in the future. There's a lot of
Reflection.
technology. There's a lot of CG, but only in certain parts. Like it's mostly about his memory.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In memory.
And memory.
No. Are you on tilt? No, but for real. Another movie that I could say that like you were talking about. Does anybody remember Terrifier? I know Caden might. Remember
No.
the clown?
No.
It was an indie movie that they made where it was like a horror movie and it was super over the top gory, but only in certain aspects of it. So it's like he's a clown with like white face paint.
Oh, I know that clown. Never seen the movie though.
Yeah, dude. And that movie is like to anybody who loves like 90s horror or like early 2000s horror, like that is up your alley because it's so goofy, but you just appreciate the fact that somebody didn't have a lot of money and had to kind of work with what they had to work with, just like Clerks.
Yeah.
Clerks is one of my favorite movies because they didn't have a whole lot of money and they made one of the best movies, in my opinion, of all time.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying there, man. Like there's this weird genre of movies coming out that I just really can't categorize to a certain degree.
Yep.
Not even that, like, you need to genreify everything. Like, everything can be mixed up into stuff. Perfect Blue kind of showed me that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, what would you consider our movie's genre?
Drama.
Fucked.
Thank
So-
you, Ricky.
So, I would call it a crime noir
Yep.
drama.
Manipulative.
That's not a genre.
That's not a genre.
Well, I'm
that?
saying
It's not a-
saying like a. Yeah, no, you're right.
So yeah, I said crime noir. You said drama. What was it? There was one more I had.
Suspense.
No.
No.
What is it? Oh, Americana.
Yeah.
Define Americana.
Just the grittiness of like. Okay, Americana is literally us walking down the street and filming something.
Yeah.
Okay.
That we
That's about the best
we
way I can
live in
describe it.
Americana. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like the dying,
Basically, poor people.
the dying world of
Thank you,
America. Whether you be Midwest or the Mideast or
Yeah, no, for
Wait,
sure, man.
The Mideast
It's-
doesn't exist, does it?
Hey, man, I'll tell you what.
Midwest.
I like.
Wait, hold on. I just realized there's no such thing as a Mideast.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, okay, I'm gonna ask you this question because we've talked about it a few times on previous podcasts, and I know Caden's gonna love to jump on this one. What would you consider The Room genre-wise?
Shit.
No, it has to be a real genre, Caden. I already used the fuck joke. You can't use shit.
Okay,
I
Ricky.
agree.
It tries to be a comedy, fails. Tries to be a drama, fails. Tries to be exploring this dude's mental state, fails.
Dude, I just have one thing to say about The Room. 2 sex scenes back to back.
Yeah, we've
the
said this in the
same
podcast.
sex scene.
We've said this in the podcast before.
Never gonna let that go, are you?
All I have to say.
And especially because at the first
Well-
time I let him watch it,
The dubs, dude. Let's talk about the dubs.
yeah, the dubs.
Yeah, that was really fucking stupid.
That's what they're doing. They're basically
mimic-
watching an old Japanese film turned into English.
But you could laugh
it's
at
so
that movie.
bad.
That
Yeah.
movie.
It is
but-
like the
but
definition of it's so bad it's good.
It's so bad it's good. That's the genre I think it is. It's so bad it's good. And there's some movies that are so weird, so over the top, so goofy that for some reason you don't want to look away. Like the documentary we watched, Hands on a Hard Body, right? I made Caden watch that with me. Will didn't want to sit and watch it all. Caden watched the whole movie with me. What'd you think of that, Caden?
It was interesting.
Right? And the thing was, it was so goofy, so juvenile, but we could not stop watching it, could we?
No.
And the one part in the beginning, it was a chick we were rooting for. She ended up losing the contest, and we were like, oh, man, that sucks, the person we were rooting for. And then an annotation comes up on the screen and says, this woman went on to go the next year and win the contest. And we were like, yeah. Like, hell yeah. Like, and we were so invested in this stupid movie.
Yeah, and that all goes down to like cutting and editing because you can make anything like interesting if you cut it and like film it the right way.
Exactly. Will's looking at his note from his mom.
Like you can make documentaries about fucking anything, and if you're a
No.
good enough editor, you can make it good.
It's a list of a bunch of movies.
Cammy said, I hope you do good on your podcast, honey. I made you a bologna sandwich.
I haven't eaten bologna in
I know.
6 years.
I should have said ham. It would have worked better.
I refuse to eat bologna.
I have eaten ham recently, but I normally don't eat deli meat anymore.
I love deli meat, though.
Yeah, it's bad for you.
Oh, I know.
It's like
Yeah.
really
Fuck
bad
ton
for
of
you.
salt.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why when I go to Subway,
Subway. is
when I
bad
go to
for you, too.
Subway, I usually will eat one half and kind of save the other half for later.
Yeah, I can't
'Cause
do that.
If it's a foot long, which
Well,
by
you
the
just
way,
gotta eat the whole thing. Yeah, me too.
you eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, dude,
Fuck
I
yeah,
try
dude.
sometimes, and it just
Some people say burritos and shit from like Chipotle, and I'm like,
dude, no,
Why?
I'll smash Chipotle burritos.
yeah, to smash
It is such an experience to have a Chipotle burrito like that, especially because I don't eat rice, so it's beans and carne asada and 2 different kinds of sauce in there, and it's just such an experience for me. And I'm just when I eat Chipotle, it's a special day because I don't eat Chipotle often, even though I only live 8 minutes from it, but still.
Oh man, this movie is gonna be crazy. I'm just thinking about how much we actually have to do. Left.
Shout out to Austin, Josh, Raven, and Rachel.
Rachel would be pissed because you left Rachel at the bottom.
I put her at the
Yeah,
bottom of the list.
you
I
put
said
her-
Raven, Rachel.
You put Raven, who's been on set for one fucking day.
But Austin, we did
I'll send
his
Josh and have
shots,
top billing.
and Austin did surprisingly really great. And
Oh, dude, he killed it.
And me and him had to work very closely together. And when we worked closely, more than
Yeah,
we'd
so
like to
close
admit.
that you fucking hurt yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, why is
Surprised
that more?
Austin
Wait,
didn't
hold
hurt.
on. Why did you say more than you'd like to admit?
Because we were very close, and he was in his underwear.
So
So what happened?
what happened?
Oh, I was just well, I'm not going to talk about it too much.
Yeah,
on
what
here.
happened, Ricky? Tell
Yeah,
us.
no,
Well,
what?
no,
Tell the world.
I had him by the back of the hair when
Yeah.
we were doing
Oh.
that scene. Like he was like, I want you to reach your hand up.
What were you doing?
We were getting it.
What were you getting?
The scene, Kaden. You were there.
What was the scene?
What was the
I
scene?
can't talk about the scene.
Wait, what are we filming?
I'm not trying to be Mark Ruffalo right now. I'm not trying to be a Rachel Clow.
What are we filming? Are we filming? I don't know what you think we're filming.
Rachel. Shout out to Rachel. Can I post this? No.
No. Oh my god. Dude, that's what's funny too is because we had that conversation on the last podcast because it's fucking true. Like we sent like you and like 3 other people like a scene, right? And we were like, should we send this to Rachel? And we're like, no, no, we should not send this to her. She'll want to post it so fucking fast. And so we're like, all right.
She's just excited though.
And then we had to take some photos too to send to Dylan to get an idea for what it's looking like.
Shout out to Dylan Roberts.
He's got a bunch of people fucking jumping on to work on this music to
For
do
this
the
movie.
vocals and stuff. Man, it's super exciting. He's sending us some stuff that's fucking killer.
It is killer. Shout out to Dylan. For
But we
being
sent
the
him
man.
some screenshots, right? And we're like, yeah, let's send these to some people too, just to get some ideas. And we got to Rachel and we're like, yeah, let's just send her one.
We're gonna send her one because at least in
Sorry, Rachel,
quoting
this is something you've done to
quoting I
yourself.
think is what Kaden said was like because if she puts that out there, it's fine.
Yeah.
I
It's
can
like
live with one.
It's just a taste.
it's just a little like teaser, it's free advertisement if she does it. It's
Yeah.
like we'll tell her not to, but if she does,
And
no
that's
big
the
deal.
Mark Ruffalo stuff I'm talking about.
I think that's what they did, man. That's why I'm saying that they faked it because we're thinking about doing it. They must have done it.
What was the?
Why wouldn't they?
What was the name of the
Why
kid
wouldn't
who
they do it?
played Spider-Man in
Tom
the most?
Holland?
Tom Holland.
He does it on purpose,
He
too.
was doing a live stream one day. I saw this recently. He was doing a live stream, and he's holding up this folder
The poster.
and the poster, and on the back of it, it literally reads, "Do not film you looking at this, or do not show this to anybody in public."
That's why it's fake. I know for a fact, dude. They
Yeah.
wouldn't do that,
No.
dude.
No,
They wouldn't send it like that.
because they would send him something that he thinks
They would
would
just
be
send him a
real.
normal message like, hey, man, don't show this to anybody. Like, it's in the contract. Like, this is a part we don't want to show to
You
nobody.
can get sued for that shit.
Oh no, you can lose
It's a
millions
real
of
dude.
dollars.
It's a
get dropped.
Yeah, you get, like,
who was
if you piss
the-
them off enough.
Who was the
They'll work
actor
with you
that played
sometimes.
Spider-Man before Tom Holland?
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew
yeah.
Garfield. Okay, funny story about him and how being there and following your contract can influence how your performance is, because he filmed the first one. I think it's The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He was filming 2. In the middle of filming 2, he had a restriction in his contract that said you had to show up to every single event, and they're Sony events, and Sony is very serious.
That's a lot of shit.
That's a lot of shit. Sony's a multi-billion-dollar company, and he didn't show up to an event. Next thing you know, boom, no more Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. We
Yeah.
haven't seen him back. Then they got Tom Holland. He killed it, did a better job, in my opinion.
And he's technically
agree
not
with that.
even the Sony Spider-Man. He's
But Tom
Marvel
Holland,
Spider-Man.
Tom Holland is like a younger sibling watching their older sibling mess up, because Tom Holland did everything right from that point on.
Well, that's just
He did a lot of things right.
that's
He might
just
have,
corporate fucking
yeah.
bureaucracy shit right there. That's just contract stuff. I don't know too much.
But
about
if you're
up
obligated
there.
to show up to a huge event advertising a movie that you just made that you're the star in, I mean, I feel like you'd have to be there,
yeah, for sure.
It's more of an obligation.
We're gonna get you. We're gonna have you sign a motherfucking contract. So when we drop this movie, you're gonna be showing up places dressed up like Jeremy with your props.
Wait, are you guys showing up in costume?
Yeah, that's what I think it should happen. I definitely think that we should show up.
Well,
in
what the
costume.
fuck do I wear?
You just
You're
put the strap on your shoulder.
already had
and
this
just carry around
conversation
the
with
camera
you.
like that.
We never had that conversation of what we were gonna
hold
wear.
on. I told you. I told Kaden. I just had this conversation with you this morning. You're gonna be the strapping,
So I just wear my blue suit.
beautiful suited man. Hi, how you doing? I'm one of the directors of the film. Nice to meet you. You look good. You feel good.
What he does is he takes
and then
the camera.
I'm an actor / one of the directors. Oh, hey, I'm one of the actors. That's yeah, dude, you're the guy.
which
You just look nice.
which
I do.
going back to like we're talking about the scene we filmed last night turned out really, really, really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's
They're all
pre
turning out
that's
pretty
pre-edit.
good, man.
That's
They're all
pre-edit.
pretty good.
So it's just the footage itself. It's no effects added. It's just really good lighting, you know.
Yeah. That's the thing with filmmaking. Your lighting will do fucking wonders more so than anything. That's why you see so many videos like fucking $300 camera, good lighting, $5,000 camera, shit lighting.
Well, the thing is what you're getting with the camera upgrade is purely in like the definition.
Yeah.
Not in what
quality.
You're catching, when you're catching. Yeah, you're purely getting quality out of your purchase. Yeah. You're not like if you don't know how to light stuff, then you're not gonna get what you're looking to get. Like all these cool neon styles and
you're not. You can buy the best camera in the world. It doesn't matter if you're lighting shit.
And even if you get, because we use relatively cheap lights.
Oh hell yeah.
I mean, I guess it would be, you can consider it cheap, but damn it, do they get the job done?
$25 for one of those little ones.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cheap, but I still feel like our lights are
no, they're
point.
killer. We have a lot of them. That's the point, is to get as many as possible, you know.
And we got reflectors and all kinds of stuff that really gets the job done.
You all of a sudden got 2 more lights.
Yeah.
Because of reflectors. It's just, it's a whole process. There's layers to this shit. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. There's a lot of layers that you can learn to all this different stuff.
I'm thinking about the scene last night, and I'm still thinking about the guy who did a drug deal right in front of our shoot.
Oh, dude, that did happen.
Yeah.
In front of the lake.
We were shooting a movie, and all of a sudden we're like, oh, shit, someone's pulling up.
Like 2 cars pulled up.
Oh, shit, is it the cops? Let's go. Like,
and this is a lake.
Let's go talk to him.
And they're like, Ricky, go up there.
Yeah, we're in a public way. We're like, oh, hey,
Ricky, run up there.
Yeah, Ricky was the wrong person sitting up there. We're like,
whatever.
We just sent them as talking.
You started talking to him.
Yeah,
you started talking to me. He walked up to me and started talking to me. That was the whole thing.
I'm going to tell it. So we're filming at the public lake, the scene, and we're there, got the lights set up, got the camera rolling. We're in the middle of a scene, and 2 cars pull up, which we think are the cops. So we're like, oh shit, go up, let's go up there, talk to them, tell them, hey, what we're doing, see what's up. So we're like, hey, Ricky, go up there. So we send Ricky up there.
And I start creeping up to the vehicle, and I stand there.
By our
vehicle.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm standing there, and then the one guy gets in this little shitty Honda and speeds off real quick. He's got his lights off. He goes, vroom.
Yeah,
and I'm standing there, and I'm just creeping up on him. And I guess the dude could see me somehow. Even though I was behind Caden's car, I was kind of like on the side, kind of like looking at him like, hey, what's this guy doing? And then he gets out of his car and he approaches me like, hey, hello? What's up, man? And I'm just like, is he talking to me? He's like, hey, yeah, you, man, what's up? And I was like, what's up? And he's like, well, what are you guys doing? You guys catching any fish tonight? And I was like, nah, man, we're filming a movie.
Yeah, okay, so here's the weirdest thing about this. This isn't like
10 o'clock, 11 o'clock,
9 o'clock.
No.
It's like 1 a.m. And we're like about to finish up the scene. And this guy and these 2 people show up out of nowhere. And this dude zooms off. So we're like, we're down at the end of this pier. We're like, what the fuck's going on? And we kind of start walking. I start walking up there and Ricky's talking to him. So I come up thinking, I'm like, what the fuck? He's just like having a conversation with this random guy.
Well, because he was like,
in the middle of the night.
He was wanting to have a conversation with me.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, man, I got to get back. And he's like, oh, well, what kind of movie is it? He just kept asking questions. And he's like, what's your name? What are you guys doing? And he's trying to make sure we're not going to like snitch on him or something.
Because he was doing that
drug deal. So it was more or less, I was trying to get away from the situation.
This is all speculation, by the way. We don't actually know.
It was 1 a.m. on a fucking lake.
And 2 dudes, and one looked like a crackhead, and one dude was like, the way he was talking too, definitely, he was like, hey man, what you doing down here?
You guys
I swear to God, that's what he sounded like. There's no joke there. Like, I know it sounds funny, but I swear to God, he was slurry as hell.
He did sound like that.
He did sound like that.
He had a big ass beard and shit.
And he was like, yeah, man, I'm just down here catching some
Yeah, he said he was fishing. He said he's fishing.
We're like, yeah? He's like,
that's cool, man. We're going to get back.
We get back to the pier.
As soon as we leave, dude, boom, takes off. It's like, yeah. That guy wasn't fishing.
There was the first car that pulled up way before then.
Rolled up and like looked at our shit.
I think
they wanted to go fishing there.
Parked.
We fucked up a lot of people's fishing nights.
But he parked the car, turned his lights off, and just sat there listening to music and staring at us.
That day was probably also
doing drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, dude, we were at a lake in the middle of the night. I mean, that's where some shit goes down. You guys may not know this, but lakes are a pretty poppin' fucking place in the middle of the night.
When the ship goes down, you better be ready.
Oh my God. No, but I mean, I think it's going pretty good so far.
No, dude, it's going great. I mean, it was kind of nice to have that scene filmed with only like 4 or 5 of us.
Yeah, it was a little nice to kind of break it down so it wasn't as much scramble.
Yeah, because we didn't have to rely on anybody else, and we got it done pretty relatively fast.
Relatively, yeah. About as long as we would normally do.
Yeah.
But there was no extra people there to
we didn't have. Well, no, it's more that we just didn't have we just didn't have multiple actors on set. We've worked with multiple people.
Because every scene that we have filmed so far that hasn't been just
it's
me,
just
Will, and
two.
Rachel.
It was just 2 people on camera this time. You know what I'm saying?
It was like the last few scenes we've had like 5 people show up in one scene.
A whole shit ton.
The whole shebang. And man, it's been great. I've like when somebody says, "Oh yeah, you guys are just out there having fun." It's fun not for the reason.
Who says that?
Like my dad. My dad will be like, "Oh yeah, you guys are just."
That sounds like a dad thing to say.
Like you guys are just going out and having fun with your friends. Like what's not fun about that? And I'm like, it's fun when we make it fun. Yeah. But when we're at a set in the middle of like Pike County, and like we're at a cabin in Pike County, and we're just we're there for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours till like almost 7 in the morning, and we're filming just trying to get these shots. That's not fun.
No,
we're doing that because we're professional
and we're dedicated.
And you two, and I'll stand by this, are the 2 most dedicated people I've ever seen. Like, Kaden's shoulder and back were on fire, and then he went and filmed a wedding right after.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is a man. I was like, what kind of core strength do you have? Which, I'm not going to stroke Kaden today, but I'm just saying, like, him doing that, like, we can all agree that was pretty badass. Like, he could have put that camera down so many times, but he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're running like a chicken with your head cut off, just going, we need this. Do we get this? Do we get that? Do we get this? Do we get that? And I'm just saying, like, you both did so great, and it makes me happy to know that I'm making films with 2 of the most dedicated people I've ever seen. Because, some people will be like, oh, I'm super dedicated. And then,
Absolutely, man. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Ricky.
No problem, dog. I love you guys. That's what I'm saying. I'm not just trying to stroke Kaden. I'm stroking you too, man. It's okay.
That's good. Stroke everybody.
Stroke everybody. We're all equal.
Everyone needs to get off, man.
Exactly. Kaden says, I wouldn't be into it, Ricky.
I wouldn't.
My head wouldn't be in it.
My heart wouldn't.
Well, I mean, on that note, I got one thing to show, and I think this is a podcast, man. Let's show this fucking little end photo. But this is after fucking.
So we're all exhausted.
Dude,
this is like 6 o'clock in the morning.
8 hours. Look at Kaden's big ass smile, man. Oh my God.
You can tell Kaden is sleep deprived and crazy. Like he's like, let's take the fucking picture.
Yeah, because I remember Will said, should I wear my jacket? I'm like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, he did. He roasted me right there.
What was funny about this is Raven. She's the one that looks like the most natural in this. And the thing is right before that, this was like her face.
She was sleeping.
This was her face before that. And then she's like, camera's on. She was like.
She was the only one that got a good nap out of that whole time.
Rachel looks like she's about to fall asleep during the photo.
That's excellent. Yeah, dude. It was a fun night, man. And,
Austin being goofy. Love you, guy. Love you. Josh just looking like a 90s.
I don't like my face on this one.
You always say you look white in these, Will.
I look very white. Well, the reason is because I'm wearing gray, and nobody else is wearing gray.
Then you got me with my twisted shirt.
Because if you look at Rachel looks really white.
So right before the shot, I put my arm around you, and you're like, "Get it off." I was like, "No, I'm fucking putting it there."
Dude, I always look white in fucking photos. I'm
Because you're white, Will.
I need to
the
get,
camera's not
I need
lying
to get
to
fucking
you.
tan, man. Fuck.
Will, you're white.
He's
It's okay.
But yeah,
No, but this has been a fun podcast, guys.
Yeah, we've
Damn
been
right,
going
bro.
for a while.
Thanks, guys, for sitting down for another podcast, man. It was really fun
I
having
don't
you guys
believe
out.
you.
I don't believe you.
I didn't believe you.
This has been talking to you. And thanks for watching.